with both De La Hoya and Vargas getting their thoughts on next week's long-awaited grudge match. Tail of the tape now for Winky Wright against Bronco McKart. You can see the one-year age advantage for Wright. Both fighters more or less in their prime. McKart, a long 154-pounder at 6 feet. He's got a 2-inch reach advantage as well. They both weighed in right into the 154-pound limit, and both have gained about 6 or 7 pounds coming into tonight's fight unofficially. Punch that numbers, Larry.
Look at their two fights. You can see that Wright was just a little bit more active, landed a few more punches. But the real difference was in the jab numbers, where Wright landed an average of 14 per round to just 3 for McKart. That's where McKart can change the equation.
Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Winky Wright Bronco McKart fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules that you see on your screen. Jim, real quick, the 4 criteria that the judges will use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Jim.
2 southpaws in the ring as we go to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to a doubleheader of HBO World Championship Boxing here in Portland, Oregon, where tonight it's the Rumble in the Rose Garden. Brought to you by Square Ring Incorporated and Jordan Brand, a division of Nike. First bout presented in association with Duba Boxing. All bouts sanctioned by the Oregon State Police Boxing Commission Executive Director, Mr. Jim Cassidy. At ringside for this first title contest, the 3 judges assigned: Greg Baker, Bob Flemma, and Jim Howard. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Mike Fisher. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing camouflage and officially weighing 153½ pounds. His professional record stands at 45 victories, including 29 knockouts, with only 3 defeats. From Monroe, Michigan, here is the IBF #1 ranked junior middleweight contender in the world, the former WBO world champion, Bronco McKart. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue trimmed with black and silver. He officially weighs 153¾ pounds and brings a professional record of 43 victories, including 25 knockouts, with only 3 losses. From St. Petersburg, Florida, presenting the reigning, defending IBF Junior Middleweight Champion of the World, Winky Wright.
Okay, gentlemen, we met in the locker room. We talked about the rules. We talked about keeping our head up. We talked about watching the rabbit punching, keeping the punches up. Cups are in a great place. Looks good. Your suits are good. You guys ready to go to work? Let's get busy. 40 years ago, the last championship fight held here in Portland between Denny Moyer of Portland and Joey Giambra of Buffalo was for the first junior middleweight title.
So coincidentally, at that same weight of 154 pounds, here comes the first title fight in Portland in 40 years. Fight fans best remember Winky Wright for his near miss against Fernando Vargas in 1999, a fight in which Vargas had to mount a big effort in rounds 11 and 12 to secure a close decision over Wright. Some ringside observers felt Winky had won it. He hopes that Vargas wins next week against De La Hoya, because Fernando has openly said, if I win it, I'll give Winky another chance. I'd like to get all 3 title belts in my possession. De La Hoya has never talked about fighting Winky Wright.
And that fight, Jim, was just down the road in Lincoln City, Oregon.
Making Wright Probably the only title in the sport to have twice fought in the state of Oregon.
What do you mean, probably?
McKart's job is to stop Wright's jab, which dominated the first two fights, and somehow get inside and do damage.
Well, the worst nightmare for a southpaw is fighting another southpaw. Believe me, it's not easy for either guy tonight. They're accustomed to being on the wrong side of the traditional fighter.
But of course, in 24 rounds against each other, George, they've developed familiarity with each other's styles that could make this a more fluid fight.
You would think they would be familiar, but they aren't. They don't like fighting southpaws. They have a whole life fighting the guys on the opposite side. So the jab here, if you can establish one, will make the difference.
And both fighters working here in the first round to try to establish their jabs. Winky was the more active fighter in the first minute. McKart has come back at him somewhat in minute 2. Been a good active first round, and there you see Bronco trying to get low to the body. That's part of what he'll need to do to beat Winky Wright. Hard shot by Wright. Momentarily knocks McKart off balance. Winky says that he's become a harder puncher in the past few years, realizing that he needs to create excitement among fight fans, and that power punching is what does it.
What's good about it?
Let's see, we got something?
Headbutt.
Got something? Okay, let's get it.
No blood.
Let's go. Here we go, right here.
An early piece of good fortune for Wright.
What's good about both fighters, they're circling one another. No one is going straight back or straight forward. This fight is a circle.
10 seconds.
That's what you like to see professional fighters do. Keep that circle.
Two pretty slick pros who know how to fight, George.
Okay, yes.
Breathe. Good, I see that. Let me take a look. There ain't even a mark there. Don't worry about it. Not even red. Breathe. Breathe. Wink, when you're catching his jab, counter with yours. Counter with yours. And every now and then come back with the left hand, too.
Okay.
Don't stand still.
Thank you, good work.
Keep that jab active. Keep that jab active.
And hook that man. You don't keep his hands up there. Hook him in and wait.
A headbutt that could have ended this fight, but no damage.
Yes, get him up.
Bronco McKart's corner asking him to hook off of the jab. McKart needs to land more punches to make his attack effective. By CompuBox numbers in round 1, he landed only 6 out of 45. Winky Wright 15 out of 39 for a much higher percentage. 84 of their 96 total punches in the round were jabs. So it's been a jabbing contest so far, and that's the way round 2 begins as well. Now McKart tries to hook off the jab, as his corner asked him to do. Good combination by Wright.
Sometimes your trainer's got to tell you to throw these shots. You're never going to steal open with a good defensive fighter like Winky Wright. You just got to throw the punch anyway.
I'm not sure what Winky Wright is shaking his head about. He caught 3 clean punches.
Yeah, look out of there.
That's when they shake their heads.
Okay, guys, 2 hands. Watch those heads. Watch those heads. Watch the heads.
Winky tells McKart to watch his head and then pops him twice with the jab. You know, both fighters are pretty skilled defenders.
When Winky Wright fought Vargas, he had the reputation of being a cute southpaw. He changed his style for that fight and has fought in this more aggressive boxer-puncher style since that time.
Go, look out, come on.
Can he step it up another level to attract a big fight?
That's a good point. His 7th round TKO Jason Papillon in Miami on the undercard of Roy Jones Glenn Kelly looked like the kind of fight plan that Fernando Vargas might have put together. boxing early and then slugging away to knock Papillon out of there.
Neither fighters made the mistake of letting their back touch the ropes yet, which is good strategy. That jab is just really picking on Winky Wright. Is putting out an excellent left jab, and it's just taking his toll sooner or later.
Right jab.
Right jab.
He is a natural right-hander fighting southpaw, like as Michael Moore did.
As Oscar De La Hoya does, a natural right-hander or a natural southpaw who fights conventional. It puts the stronger hand in front, is the bottom line.
That jab he has really is taking his toll.
Winky targeting the jab, changing speeds on the jab.
10 seconds.
And McKart trying to give as good as he's getting. 2 excellent rounds to start the fight. Thursday, September 12th, catch the regular season premiere of Inside the NFL. Join us for a brand new season with the best new team in the league. As Bob Costas and former All-Pro wide receiver Chris Carter join mainstays Chris Collinsworth, Dan Marino, and Wanda Sykes on the show The Pros Watch. We'll bring you exclusive highlights from opening week as well as giving you the first in-depth look at next week's game. Now in its 26th season, Inside the NFL premieres each Thursday night at 8 p.m. right here on HBO.
You don't keep his hands up there. Keep throwing them punches.
Get inside. Don't just do nothing. Hit that body. You understand? Good work.
Come on, champ. Come on, champ. Even though he's blocking, even though you're blocking everything, come back. Come back. Come right back. Come right back.
Winky Wright, Bronco McKart was offered $15,000 to wear a casino tattoo on his back and rejected it, even though he's getting only $75,000 for this fight, because he said it would be a bad example for the Sunday schoolers who he teaches.
And even though he was an outspoken critic of ESPN's policy against allowing fighters to wear such markings on their backs during fights, McKart was the one who said, hey, wait a minute, why is it the fighters who are always criticized for trying to make a few extra dollars? So he stuck up against ESPN for the policy, yet declined to wear the advertising here.
I agree with ESPN's policy.
I agree with McKart that it's tough on fighters. Jabs in round 2. Wright landed 15 out of 50. McKart 6 out of 37. So numerically, according to CompuBox, George, Wright is winning the jabbing contest.
Oh, he's winning the fight, period, with the right jab. And that's why McKart better just stop boxing him and start fighting.
This is the 27th round.
If a guy's outboxing you, you got to start fighting. That's all there is to it.
You know, it's a tough pill for McKart to swallow, because McKart's a good boxer. He's probably just not quite good enough to beat Winky Wright.
When you want to establish yourself, you just got to go for it sometimes. Break the mold and fight.
But if you've been trained your whole life to box, as Bronco has, it's tough, isn't it, George? To go in there?
Hard to change both.
Yeah, but Winky Wright did.
Now you see the circle is broken. McKart is starting to go straight back occasionally, and his back is hitting the rope.
Good left-hand shot upstairs by McKart.
No.
He gets one into the body.
That's it, guys. Let me break. Okay, step back. Okay, right here. Full split.
But Winky Wright is starting to be able to pick his shots. Body here, right hook upstairs, left cross from time to time, as Wright adds more and more wrinkles to his attack. Now McKart winging shots as he tries to step up the aggression a little bit. That's what George Foreman recommends. And Wright comes right back.
Okay, 10 seconds.
trying to steal the round. Stealed the round in the last 10 seconds. Something he says Wright did to him too frequently in the first two fights. You're doing a great job. Now listen to me. When you get done punching, when you get done with your punching, don't stand there. Don't stand. Don't stand there. You understand what I'm saying? Here, watch out.
One in the ring.
I'll get out.
Okay, one in the
Don't stand there when you're done. Go off to the angle and come back in. You got the formula. It's working.
3 times around at least.
Yeah.
Explode in there. When you start beating him with that jab, use that feint more. Use that feint, double jab, double feint, triple feint. Keep juking him all the time. Then explode.
I don't need no more.
Okay.
Here's my business.
All right.
Earlier in the round, there was this flurry from Winky Wright. A clean left hand on the jaw, but later in the round, Winky Wright flurried, and then as it looked like he was going to stop George, he flurried again.
That's what you do. Is like sprinting. You hit a guy with 5 shots, it takes everything out of you, and you rest. The next time, fake him. Don't put so much on it, you rest, and then go back after him again.
Harold, how do you have it 3-3?
Okay, Jim. You know, I've got a 29-28, 2 rounds to 1. Ronald Winky Wright. Jim, I got to tell you something. In the scoring criteria that we went over before the fight started, we talk about defense. 25% the scoring by a judge. Look at the great defense by Ronald Winky Wright. Hands held high, elbows in tight. He catches the jab. Virtually all of his punches, McKart's punches, are caught on the elbows, which don't count. They're not in the scoring area. On the other hand, Winky gets through, as you see here.
Get a bump there, guys.
In round 3, by CompuBox numbers, Bronco McKart started trying to throw more power shots. Taking heed of George Foreman's advice to fight, McKart doubled Wright in power shot output, 24-12. But Wright still winning the jabbing contest.
Come on, no, here we go. Step back, come on, step back. Step back. Right here. Oh, keep on. Let's go, that's long. Good.
Wright's a fighter with a lot of athletic skill, but he doesn't allow that to tempt him out of his envelope. He stays in that technical mode and boxes you from start to finish.
Okay, Blake, come on, step back. Here we go.
McKart trying to get to the body, Wright's elbow in exactly the right position.
I like the idea that he's throwing punches, whether they land effectively or not. Just keep this guy thinking about defending himself rather than poking that jab in your face. That's what McKart is doing.
You guys gonna keep going. Come in here. Come in here.
When McKart works low to the body.
With your head. You're both coming in with your head. You're both going on. Get your hands up. You ready? Let's go.
Referee Mike Fisher from Troutdale, Oregon, warning both fighters. Of a boxing match in Portland.
I like it.
Nice one.
1/3 of the way through. Good fight. Third edition of Bronco McKart and Winky Wright. There's Roy Jones as he awaits this showcase in Portland, largely for the benefit of his friends at Nike. Roy Jones is one of 14 fighters, or 14 athletes, I should say, who carry the banners for the Jordan label at Nike. He'll be fighting Clinton Woods. Sounds like a housing project in Arkansas. That'll be coming along next.
Sounds to me more like a place where Robin Hood hid out when he wasn't in Sherwood Forest.
When you throw one, throw another. Just not back and throw another. Yeah.
That's why I'm in here, just to get it down.
Huh?
The offense. Keep that jab on his head.
Winky Wright has never fought in his hometown of St. Petersburg. He fought 12 times in France.
He's fought in 8 different nations on 4 different continents. International man of misery, he calls himself, Winky Wright.
Now, this boxing match turned into a fight. It benefits Bronco because that's the only way he can just keep that jab to the side of Winky Wright. Make it a fight.
McKart with an edge in power connects again in round 4. Wright throwing 20 more punches, 71 to 51 for McKart. McKart probably shouldn't try to worry about matching Wright punch for punch, but rather, as you point out, George, get to the body and do some damage.
You can't win this boxing match. Too much jab by Winky Wright.
You're going to get the point. Okay, you turn.
McKart smiling as Wright pummels him in the face with that right jab.
Only McKart would just move after every punch he throws rather than standing in one place. The jab wouldn't hit him, so stands right there and waits for it.
Pace begins to slow in round 5. They fought at a relatively fast pace through the first 4. Crowd eager to see more action. There's some booing from the rafters.
You get him up. That's a warning one, okay? Here we go.
McKart is warned for low blows. I didn't see anything that was egregiously low.
It was a little low, but harmless. Didn't bother Wright.
Nothing down low is harmless.
Well, but it was on the side, on his pad.
Nah, it's not harmless, believe me. See any movement by Bronco to the right, and that right jab just doesn't land.
McKart
chants a big left hand over the top. A second, Wright chants the big left hand over the top. McKart saw that as a chance to come back to Wright's body. Another flurry. Then they touch heads again, and the fight becomes more eventful.
Just like that. I know you did. Check his cuff in the back. Lean up a little bit. Your cuff's coming up in the back. Pete, that's you. You check. 2 fouls there, ref. Damn, grab the water. Keep the jab working. You got him now. You're in control of this fight now. Try to finish with the hook sometimes, and just keep stepping one way. Keep stepping to the left all the time. Cut him off, then work.
You're doing fine. Don't let him, you back him up. Back him up with your jab. Don't walk in. Just right in. You got a jab. You got to use your angles. Bronco, you put your combinations together. You befuddle this man. Keep them together. You got me? You do it.
Winky Wright, still the aggressor. Good straight left hand. In that shot, you saw him fighting almost in conventional style and coming over with the left hand, switching from southpaw.
Round by round, the numbers begin to add up for Wright. CompuBox numbers through 5. Wright 107 out of 322. McKart 75 out of 295. And McKart throwing about 50 punches per round to about 70 punches per round for Wright. And now a point deduction.
Okay, you know it. Okay, here we go, right here.
Well, all the more illustration to McKart that he's not going to win the boxing match.
Yeah. Let me correct what I said before. That was not Winky Wright in a conventional style. He was in his southpaw style when he landed that left hand in the last round.
Okay, break, step back. Come on, here we go. Come on. All right, right here. Good punch. Oh, break. Step back. Keep him up. Keep him up. Right here.
McKart appears to be slowly yielding to Wright's quicker hands, more assertiveness.
He's been there before. Wright won the decision the first time around. Wright won the decision the second time around in McCart's home area of Michigan.
It was a split decision in the first fight.
Look out, look out. Go, look out of there, come on.
This guy, Winky Wright, uses the referee. Whenever something is not going his way, he looks to the referee to stop the action. Look around. Get suspicious.
Most times it's going his way, though.
Amen.
Look out of there. Okay, that's another point. Another point, another point.
This is tough on McKart. There's the second deduction for low blows, and I honestly don't believe he has landed a powerfully damaging low blow. So now, in theory, the next low blow from McKart would prompt a disqualification.
Which would be criminal, because this has not been a dirty fight. There haven't been really blatant low blows. It's over officiousness.
Yes, the referee being coached by Winky.
Well, that's part of what happens when you've got a fighter of Wright's vast experience and a referee with considerably less.
That's what happened. Big market fight. Fighters.
Yeah.
Sit back, sit back. All right here.
And it'd be a good idea for the referee to stop calling shots now and let a few rounds go.
Well, made his presence felt with the 2-point deduction against McKart in this round. We're halfway through a scheduled 12, and by now, oh no, that's a low blow.
That was a low blow.
That's a legitimate low blow.
Right here, let's go.
And referee Mike Fisher neglects or chooses not to DQ McKart, and we're grateful for that. And as these 254-pounders square off, watching them in Big Bear, California, Oscar De La Hoya on the left, Fernando Vargas on the right, 1 week away from their confrontation next Saturday night in Las Vegas for supremacy in the 154-pound class. We'll be talking to De La Hoya and Vargas both between fights.
When you're doubling up on your jab and throwing your foundation, you're scoring on this guy. Start letting them hands go. Keep this guy off. He wants to jab, fire back, straight left hands. You can hit him with them straight left hands. Come with the hook. Double up to the hook to the head.
All right, let's see just how low some of these blows were. That was not the one that was called. If it was, that would even be worse. That was
low.
A little bit low, no doubt about it.
Low.
That was a low blow.
And that's the one that should have been penalized, but since 2 previous penalties had been called, he was allowed to get away with that one. CompuBox numbers on jab through round 6. Wright 86 out of 292, McKart 29 out of 207. More and more, the CompuBox numbers simply demonstrate that Wright is winning the boxing match, and McKart will have to do more to make it a fight. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim, that 10-7 round in round 6 is going to hurt Bronco McKart. 59-53, 5 rounds to 1. Ronald Winky Wright. Bronco loses, he lost the round. That would make it 10-9. Then he loses 2 more points for low blows. That makes it 10-7 in round 6. Jim, I got to tell you something. These low blows by Bronco McKart fall right into line with what I was talking about Winky Wright's defense. Remember, hands held high, elbows in tight. Bronco wants to bring his guard down, so he's throwing shots under Winky Wright's elbows, and they're going low. And referee Mike Fisher, who 400 amateur fights himself, sees the low blows, he's taking the points.
This is professional prize fighting.
So you're not impressed with Mike Fisher's 400 amateur fights, Larry?
Maybe he was a great amateur fighter.
Well, the truth is, with or without the deductions, McKart wasn't likely to win on the scorecards. If anything, the referee could be doing him a favor by further underlining for him the point that he must go at Wright aggressively somehow.
Nice work, guys. Work out of there, work out of there. Get him up, nice work. There you go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, no push, push up, step back. Here we go, right here.
McKart throws these flurries and then mysteriously stops.
Right on the bottom, he's got another
As though
point.
he's lost his win.
He's got another point.
Now this is the third point deduction from Mike
I
Fisher
can't
for
change
low
it, I can't do
blows.
nothing about it. Right here. You all right? All right. Keep it close, man.
And a disgusted McKart slaps gloves with Wright. George Winky Wright is very eager to get the kind of attention that would put him into the discussion with De La Hoya and Vargas. So he's winning the fight easily. Does he start to think to himself, boy, a knockout would look better on my record?
And I don't think he's winning the fight so easily as you would say, but if he can get a devastating knockout, I mean, we will be talking about him a month or two. He's in the big picture.
That ought to have him thinking knockout. On the other hand, it gives McKart a chance. When Wright commits to one of those big left-hand punches, Bronco gets to come back to the body. McKart showing some heart. And lands big left hand on Wright to punctuate the round.
Good work, champ. Good work. Finish with the hook a little more out behind that left hand. Make sure you got room. You're smothering yourself with that left hand. Breathe, breathe. Underneath.
They're working his eyes, man. He's starting to swell up. Put that jab to work. Straight left hands. Hook, 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 hook. You hear me?
To the hand.
Hell with what
Stop
the guy's
going
taking
down
away
there.
from you, damn idiot. You just go ahead and do. You understand? Don't worry about the rounds they gave.
Here's a replay. That was the low blow.
Well, Wright had his glove on the left shoulder. Was pulling him down a little bit, but he hit him with the right hand, not the left hand, so available for the penalty.
Get him up. Get him up. Right here.
8 of a scheduled 12. Already 3 points have been deducted from Bronco McKart for low blows.
Neither fighter in 30-odd rounds has been able to really hurt his opponent.
31 rounds.
So McCart's job here to stop Winky Wright seems virtually insurmountable based on what's happened before.
McKart acknowledging in discussion with us yesterday that he didn't feel as though he had ever hurt Wright in the 24 preceding rounds, and he certainly didn't feel as though Wright had hurt him.
One guy being put in the corner is painted in the corner. He's going to have to fight himself out. That's what McKart is. But all those points taken away, maybe we'll try for a knockout. Change things.
Come on, let's go.
Get
Come on,
desperate.
Well, you heard Dad Gene, chief second there, or rather the second in the corner, saying, forget about the referee and do what you have to do. We presume that means do some physical damage and look for a knockout.
That's another point.
Fourth point deducted.
I don't think I've ever seen 4 points deducted for low blows without the fight being stopped.
Right here.
I'm not sure I've seen 3. I'm pretty sure I've never seen 4. Harold, you know any precedent for this? 4 points deducted for low blows, no DQ?
Well, without question, I don't remember 4. Obviously, we all remember 3, and Andrew Galata, Riddick Bowe, both fights. I mean, you know, after the third, the referee usually calls it disqualification. So Michael Fisher giving Bronco McKart every chance to win this fight.
Or at least to stay in it.
To stay in it, exactly.
Well, fans in Portland waited 40 years for a title fight, and clearly Fisher doesn't want it to end on a disqualification.
Another point right here.
Point deduction.
Another point. That's it. He doesn't get no more breaks. Let's go right here. Hey, you guys want to fight? Okay. Right here. Let's go. Okay.
Winky Wright asking.
Let's go, Fisher.
And now Fisher decides to apply a disqualification. Well, that was strange.
No, I think he just decided not to fight anymore.
You think Bronco's had enough?
He's had enough.
Well, I find that encouragement from his father in the corner to ignore the referee and do what you have to do. Rather odd. I mean, wasn't he saying if you have to hit him low, hit him low?
I hope that wasn't what he meant to say.
No, I think don't worry, don't get discouraged. Fight your fight. That's what he was trying to tell him.
Yeah, I think he was trying to say exactly. Don't let the referee get into your head and ruin whatever aggression you can mount in there. I believe that was that. It wasn't the same as saying just go out and keep it low.
Yeah. But gradually, McKart just simply was losing more one-sidedly than in either of the previous fights. We usually say in the rematch, a fighter who won the first fight wins more by a bigger margin. Now it's been in the third fight that has happened. I think we can confidently say we will not see a fight between Winky Wright and Bronco McKart.
I'm a homeboy like, even the ones they wore him out against me.
Right.
Weren't low. You know, they're clean shots. They're hitting the skin, they're clean.
Right.
When they're hitting down there, they're obviously low. But you guys have a lot of respect for each other. I mean, that's...
Jamie, baby, I'm with you, baby. Jamie, I'm with you, baby. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you, baby. I'm with you, baby.
Wilson the King. Let's do it, baby.
It all happened in rounds 6, 7, and 8 as the point deduction festival for low blows began in the 6th.
It was like he was asking to be disqualified.
I think Harold made a good point when he talked about how Wright's defense is effective enough. There's really not a target there. So McKart, searching for a target, kept wandering lower to try to find it, I guess. I think that's a
good guess.
Yeah.
I think he just decided to throw low. Didn't feel that he would get warned that much or points taken away, and it just went against him.
Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particular disqualification here.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Following repeated warnings and point deductions for low blows, referee Mike Fisher has to call a halt to the bout. For disqualification, the official time is 2 minutes 33 seconds of round number 8. The winner by DQ, he is still the IBF Junior Middleweight Champion of the World, Winky Wright.
So Winky Wright racks up yet another victory and holds on to his 154-pound title belt. CompuBox numbers show that overall Wright landed 41 more punches than McKart, threw 29 more punches than McKart, landed at a higher percentage. If the next number shows jabs, that will be one-sided in Wright's favor. And so it is. Wright landing 63 more jabs, throwing 120 more, and landing at nearly double the percentage of Bronco McKart. Ultimately, the fight was decided by the referee's handling of the low blow situation.
That's a point.
And this was the first point deduction against McKart in round 6, followed by the second point deduction against McKart in round 6. Then later, there was a third low blow in round 6, for which no point deduction was issued.
Right on the button.
Then yet another point deducted in round 7, at which point a disqualification could have been in order, at least by the numerical standard we've seen before. Point deduction number 4 in round 8. That's the point at which we all said we had never seen a guy allowed 4 separate point deductions without being disqualified. Then a 5th point deduction, or so it seemed. But shortly after that, when the referee turned to McKart and said, "You want to keep going?" Bronco appeared to say, "Not particularly." And that was the end of that. Larry Merchant stands by in the ring.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Winky. Why was this fight different than the previous ones?
Well, like I said, I ain't fight in a while, a couple of months rust, you know what I'm saying? But Bronco came to fight, you know, he just kept throwing a lot of low blows.
Why do you think that was?
I was getting to him. If you notice, I was catching him with more left. I kept hurting him, and I was getting tired, so I would just break him down with a jab and then try to go to the body and come with the left.
Any of those low blows seriously hurt you?
2 of them caught me under there, so them 2 hurt. But the other one was just catching me low, but on the cup. But every time I kept coming right back. I ain't want that to be a stoppage. I said, I'm good to fight. Let's go. I ain't take no rest or nothing.
All right, give us your unbiased opinion of what's going to happen next week between Vargas and De La Hoya.
Well, I hope it's going to be a great fight. You know, I'm hoping Vargas win, but I think De La Hoya may outbox him. But Vargas real tough, and I got to, you know, take my hat off to him. He's a warrior, and we'll see what happens next week. I'll be there, and hopefully I can get the win.
So you're picking De La Hoya?
If I had to bet, De La Hoya.
All right, thank you, Winky.